Alrighty, so today we're going to be looking at the image trace tool within Illustrator. We've got a little heart here that I just bought in from the internet. And I'm on Essential Classics. Just make sure you're on that as well, so that otherwise yours might look a bit different. I'm going to move this off the canvas just so we can see what's going on. I'm going to Command C, Shift Command V to paste it in place, and I'm just going to move it to the side here so we can just compare. So when you're working with an image, it's quite difficult if you want to resize it. Like if I want to go smaller, normally it's kind of alright, it looks sharper. If I want to go bigger with this image, you'll see what happens. It just starts to pixelate, it doesn't look good. And so how we would go about that is changing this into a vector. Now, the normal way you would go about it is using the pen tool, just pressing P, shortcut, and going around the exterior of the heart. All right, I'm not trying to be perfect here. Don't judge my pen skills. Just so you get the gist of it. All right, we go around it, of course, being more precise. All right, whatever, there we go. And let's just move that to the side. That's normally how you would go about it. But as you can see, the fill, no, I don't want stroke. And I just want to press I for the eyedrop tool to sample that. As you can see, it took a bit of time to do that. And I would still have to use the pen tool and go around and make the white parts as well. So it could be a bit time consuming. So we don't want to do that. The other way to do it is selecting the object, and we're going to image trace it. So we're going to go to Object at the top, Image Trace, Make and Expand. Make sure that you have your object selected, because if it's not selected and I try go Image Trace, Make and Expand, of course I cannot because I haven't selected anything. So make sure it's selected, go to Object, Image Trace, Make and Expand. Now, this does 2 in 1. If I just go Make, it's going to make it a vector. Let's go. There we go. But it hasn't expanded, it hasn't separated, it hasn't made these each shapes, it hasn't separated the black from the white. So I'd have to go Object, Expand again. Not again, I would have to go Expand. So, okay, now, as you can see, it's made this a shape, this a shape, this a shape, the black heart a shape, and the white part a shape. So let me go back to the original. What that step does is it does both. It does make and it does expand, so that you don't have to go back and do it. Make and expand. Perfect. Now, what we want to do is look at it's now separated. Now, if I try and move this, it's all grouped together. So what I want to do is I want to just ungroup that. So I want to right click, ungroup object. So now I have the white as white. I have the black heart as a black heart. And I have the shiny part of the heart as well, each as a separate layer. And it's all vectors. So depending on what you want to do, maybe you want to get rid of the background, press backspace to delete it. Maybe you want to actually keep the background, and for the example, I'm going to just try replicate what we have over here. So I'm going to press I for the eyedrop tool shortcut, and I'm going to sample this color here. And I'm going to go back and select the black heart, I again. Of course, I'm going to sample that color. If you don't want it to be that color, you can change it. You know, it's no biggie. You can make it pink, whatever, or whatever color you want to make it. So now this is a vector. Right? We still have the white parts separate. So if I take all this now and I want to make it bigger, let me zoom out a bit. You can see we're not going to have any of those pixelation or it's not going to look like a mess anymore. It's going to look crisp, it's going to look clean, and that's exactly why we use vectors. And that's not the only way to do it. Let's Command C to copy, Shift Command V to paste in place, and let's move it to the side. So another way to do it is to select the object, and over here at the top we have image trace here. If we click on this drop down, we've got a lot of different ways we could now image trace this. High fidelity, low fidelity, we got 3 colors, 6 colors, 16 shades of gray. You can go and explore all these, but just for argument's sake, today I'm just going to try low fidelity. Let's see what that does. It did its job. Let's zoom in. And already I can see that it's not the same as what we just did. Because now, if we look at our original heart, there it was absolutely crisp. It's white and it goes to red. This is white, it goes to like some kind of pinkish, peachish color, and then it goes to red. That might be what a kind of effect you want, that might not. So depending on that, you might want to use this or use the other way. But there's multiple ways you could do it. So let me just expand this. And I want to ungroup it just so we can see that shape that is bothering me. There it is. So you might not want this, you know, and that's what low fidelity kind of does. It's not exactly just as crisp as the other method, but that might be what you're going for. So if that is, you can use this method as well. So you can go and explore all the different ways that you could use that image trace. And but for solid colors, just for solid on solid colors, simple, flat, the initial way I showed you, most of the time it works like a charm. So yeah, and that is how I use the image trace. Let's just recap. Object, we make sure we select the item first. Object, image trace, make and expand, so that we're doing these two steps at the same time. And then all we have to do after that is just ungroup it. Or we select it, we click on the drop down menu and we select one of these. You can go and explore these really, like there's so many different things you could do with it. But that is a way that you could really speed up the process of making vectors from shapes. And you don't have to go around with the pen tool and individually, you know, go around and make. This is a very simple shape, but when it gets more complex, it can be very time consuming. Well, that's the end of the tutorial. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you could use this if you didn't already know about it. So yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.